Hey guys, this is Mark with Ian, one step ahead. Hopefully, you guys are having a beautiful day. We're talking travel. We're talking like how brutal it is when you travel to actually produce good content and to give you some tricks on how to do it. Ian, how you doing?
Man, glad to be here. It was a long road to get to this point.
I know, I know. So, okay, look, here's the thing. I'm going to interview you today. You're the what's called the person in the laboratory right now, as far as like what's been going on. So, let me ask you something. Okay, so, well, before we get started, let's talk a little bit about this. Like, the idea that Ian and I talked about last week was the whole idea of him traveling. Now, at first, we were thinking about maybe I would just do the show by myself, but at the same time, Ian was like, no, let's just do this travel thing. So the idea here was to give you real life examples of what are the bumps and everything that do come up with traveling. I've done it myself. And the truth of the matter is I have these visions of, oh, I'm going to travel. I'm bringing my DSLR. I'm bringing my video camera. I'm going to set up and everything. But the second I hit the cab or the Uber, everything starts to kind of go downhill a little bit. Don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
So talk to us. You packed.
Yeah, so packing back in New York. Yeah, I actually didn't bring too much gear on this trip, but one thing that I did do that has been really helpful so far is I busted out my label maker. Label maker from like a FedEx store or whatever, and I actually put labels on my camera, on my chargers, like my iPhone chargers, because I knew that I was going to be in hotel rooms with friends and stuff. Everyone's got iPhone chargers. And that actually did come in handy. We had a situation where chargers got mixed up. I actually had the same camera as someone. So yeah, that was clutch for me, labeling my stuff. I also put all my cords into like little neoprene carrying cases, wrap them with Velcro strips, and all that. Really, when I was packing up the hotel room, getting ready to go, that really helped because it's one thing to pack everything like in our own home when we're getting ready to travel, but when we're in that hotel room trying to get out the door, we need everything, or I need everything to be, relatively systematized, just so it's easy to go.
All right. I like that. Let's start from the very beginning. Diddly dee, diddly dee. Okay. So you're at home, you're in New York,
Right.
and you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to go live. And so how am I going to do it? So how did the packing begin? Like, I know it sounds basic, but to be honest, a lot of people want to know where it starts. So hit us with the travel, the packing.
Well, it really started with letting my mind go and think about kind of the content that I wanted to create in this trip. And I knew that I wasn't going to be doing any heavy duty content creation. So I really brought, the basics in terms of my computer, my point and shoot camera. I did bring my selfie stick and my gimbal, because I knew I was going to make a preview video. But and then once I had all my basics, I just threw in some extra batteries. For me, I'd rather pack a little bit more than necessary than a little less.
Okay. Let me ask you, what stuff did you pack for? Did you carry all your equipment on, or did you pack it in luggage and have it go through the?
Yeah, I carried it all on for sure, because I've had issues with luggage in the past, and I always feel so nervous to check my my equipment in under the plane. Plus, it gets really tousled around, gets really cold under there as well.
Okay, good. And so, okay, so you went through what's called or whatever that is, the
Security
thing and everything. So you got in there. So did you think about taking any footage in the airport before you left? And when you got there, it was just out of control?
I mean, yeah, to be honest, not really. I was trying to see my girlfriend, and just even get to the gate. I did do one video at JFK Airport it was my first attempt at a preview video for this episode today. But ended up using the one by the pool that you saw. And I was actually when I was actually filming that, I got a text from my girlfriend like, "Get back to the gate right now, they are boarding." So I kind of cut short on that. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. Okay. So let's talk next subject. Like it's all about when you get out there and you're in Vegas. So for you, although we're not coming live from Vegas, Vegas was one of those things that, like, when you travel to various cities or whatever, as far as like the type of props you want to bring into play. What I find that really ties me into a lot of these videos is when people talk a little bit about their destinations, they bring in some scenes from the cities. Casey Neistat did this one video on Emirates, and he showed the bathroom, how amazingly and luxurious it was. That kind of stuff kind of added something for me that made me really kind of want to watch. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like that. So how did that video go that he did? I mean,
it went great. I mean, it went so well that they actually, I think, gave him another ticket to upgrade to like the premier first class. I think it's something ridiculous, like $20,000 or $20,000 ticket to get from New York to Dubai or something like that. It was insane, something like that. But so check this out. So I guess what they do in the like high end Emirates is like, okay, you get a half hour that you actually get to take a legit shower on a plane.
Okay.
So you get you sign up, and then when your half hour comes up to play, the guy comes and says, "All right, it's your turn." And so you go into this bathroom that looks like your bathroom at like a really high end hotel. And so the thing that's so funny about him is he was kind of sitting in the bathroom. He's like, "I'm taking my whole half hour in the bathroom." So he was showing like the little areas, and it looked really, really cool. But he brought in the whole idea of that bathroom into his video, and it really made you really want to kind of tune in. So a place like Vegas, like I put the big old Vegas sign in there. It's something kind of cool to be able to bring into your videos to show a little bit about where you are.
I like that. Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think it's going to depend person to person how comfortable they are creating content kind of on the fly. Here's the thing, like there's some of us who say, okay, who make the decision of, okay, I'm gonna create some content now. Okay, how, what content am I gonna create? Whereas other people, it's like, here I am, let me just share where I am, what I'm doing, and Casey Neistat obviously is of that second type where he's that opening is kind of always open for him. He's always thinking about kind of how he can incorporate what he's doing right now kind of into his digital story. I'm actually kind of on the other side of the fence as him, and I've got to really kind of, make an effort in that respect.
Okay. Well, okay, let's switch gears to our last topic on this. The whole, you had this idea of having a mood board.
Right.
So fill us in a little bit about that.
Well, yeah. So in terms of the mood board, what I was thinking is, I was kind of just imagining different pieces of content that people could do while they travel. And, you and I have been talking about mood boards in the last couple months. And in our first episode, we actually shared a piece of that app that actually facilitates making those mood boards. I was thinking, well, it'd be kind of cool if, while traveling, collecting props, collecting souvenirs, collecting postcards, stickers, business cards, all sorts of stuff, and kind of having one visual frame that hits those all together,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I like that. I mean, okay. So for you, I mean, because you really do know your video stuff and it's always on point. Like, what kind of stuff would you tie into? Like, let's say someone went to High Point. Let's just throw that out there. Like, what kind of a souvenir mood board would you create there?
I would definitely do the badge that they have,
that
they're wearing around. I would do some business cards of, people that they've met that, when people go to High Point, a lot of people are often really charmed and excited about the people that they've met there, celebrities, etc. So, maybe some business cards of people that they've met.
Okay.
Could also be, shoot. Oh yeah, at the showrooms, they're often giving out little souvenirs, pins, and magnets and stuff like that. So stuff like that could work really well as well.
All right. And so how would you add these into like a video? Like how would you create that video mood board?
The way I would do it is I would use that app that I used in our first episode.
Oh, okay.
It was a Cinepic, isn't it? That's what it's called, Cinepic. And what I would do is I would take an individual video of each of the items. So, for example, let's use my phone as an example. So here's an item here, right? So, what I would do. So here's the item. Here's my second phone, and so I would zoom in and out one time. So kind of like a boomerang, in and out. And I would do that for each of the items. And then I would throw all those into Cinepic. And so when you're seeing the video, they're all kind of zooming into each piece of souvenir,
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. And then for the background photo, having, a portrait of oneself standing in front of a significant building or whatever.
All right. No, okay. I like that. So you kind of bring in people through this kind of mood board.
Yeah.
Would you also, like let's say you're doing a live video, would you also use those as props maybe for a live video?
Yeah, that'd be cool. The challenge there is going to be incorporating it into the frame. So, if it's pins, they can be put on lapels and stuff like that. But in terms of other stuff, you're going to have to find a way to like get it into the frame. Find the head or, somehow, but yeah, if possible, that would definitely spice it up for sure.
Okay. So here's the main thing that you and I are saying is this, look, when you go on a travel, when you're traveling and you have these grandiose ideas of what kind of content you're going to create, understand that you're going to get some bumps, some turbulence. You might be planning a live show and it might be postponed the next day. Hint, hint. But those are things that you do bump into. The main thing is, though, look around you, take a deep breath, see if you can gather some props, see if you can gather stuff that interests you in your own travel. Like if something is really catching your eye, try to include that in your video because that's probably going to catch other people in your video or the content that you're producing's eyes as well. Like look around you. You're on vacation, you're traveling, you're experiencing stuff. Things that catch your eye probably will catch people's eye that are going to be watching your video. So try to stay in tune with that as opposed to stressing out about creating good content. Creating good content is all about taking things as they come at you, taking those bumps, hitting those hurdles, and kind of at the end of the day, producing something that was based on your emotion, your love, your kind of understanding for what was around you and what really appealed to you. Your audience is a reflection on you. So if you can produce something that really has genuine emotion and something that really did appeal to you and something you thought that was something wow, trust me when I say this, your audience will react the exact same way. Don't you agree?
Yeah, right on. I like that, Mark. Okay.
Now, next week, we're going to talk about live stuff. And actually, Ian and I were talking about this a little earlier, and he was like, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, what I'm talking about is this. Instagram Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Periscope. Oh, you got so many different live solutions that are options right now that people, like when they decide to jump into live videos, they don't know where to hit. Should I go to YouTube? Now, YouTube has maybe the most, allows you to kind of create videos on a higher definition, but Facebook has the community. So which one is right for you? So we're going to go in and examine the different options of live videos and see which ones, examine the pros and cons of YouTube versus Facebook versus Periscope versus Instagram. I like to use Instagram. I like to use Facebook. I'll explain a little bit of why. What are the things that I've already experienced? What are the things, Ian, that I've experienced? What do you think of that topic, Ian?
Yeah. I think that's right on target. I think that's a very valuable topic right now, relevant, especially with the changes that are going on with Facebook. I think a lot of people have the question of, is this the right format for me to stick with? And if not, kind of, what are my other options?
Yeah, and there's so many. I mean, things are popping up. My guess is that probably at the end of this year, at the beginning of next year, we're going to have a really, really solid video for only kind of like social media network that's going to grow out. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes in. I'm calling it. So, okay, Ian, do you want to close us out? We can do it short and sweet because you are on the road and you got a mimosa or a Bloody Mary waiting for you after this is over.
Yeah, guys, this has been episode 4 of One Step Ahead Live with Mark and Ian, a weekly power hour of tech and techniques to market your design business. Tune in to us next week, episode 5, when we talk about live options for your live video.
All right, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.